Morning, everyone. Everybody able to hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. So, morning all. Welcome back to week 10. Hope you're all managing okay and staying safe, following all the COVID protocols. This week, we will be looking at a tutorial on isometric drawing and auxiliary views. So hopefully you've all had a look at the tutorial question. It's on Moodle. Dr. Kabir left a link in the announcement that he posted on Monday. So this is how we will, what we'll do for this week, okay? I need a volunteer, anyone from this session, to create a Viber group for everybody who belongs to this tutorial session. So Tuesday, 10 to 11 a.m., just create a Viber group. Everybody just leave their numbers in the chat. So you will be part of that Viber group, and to get your attendance for this week, you will draw the isometric drawings for part A and part B, take a picture, post it to that Viber group, and if you do that by Friday, you'll get attendance for this week. Is that clear enough for everybody? Okay, great. So can I just get a volunteer, anybody just to create a Viber group? Everybody just leave your numbers in the chat so that they can add you to the group. Josefa, would you mind making that Viber group? Josefa, would you mind? Okay, great. Thank you. So just leave your numbers in the chat, and that way, once you guys post it, you'll be able to get your attendance. And please, if you're joining this tutorial session this morning, but you're not part of this session, please don't give your number. You will be part of the group that you're actually signed up for. So I'll be doing this for all sessions throughout the week. So if you belong to a tutorial later on in the week and this is not your session, please don't give your number. Only those who belong to Tuesday 10 to 11 will be part of this group. Okay, while Giuseppe's making the group, just talk a little bit about the tutorial activities. So we're given 2 drawings this week. Part A and part B. We are asked to draw the corresponding isometric view given this multi-view. So we're given a 3rd angle orthographic projection, a side view, front view, and plan view. All the dimensions for part A are given in millimeters. And we have to then use appropriate tools. If you want to do it in AutoCAD, that's fine. You can do it in AutoCAD and take a picture and upload it. That's even better. But if you don't, and you just hand sketch using your set squares and all, then you can do that as well. So just draw the isometric views for part A and part B using the appropriate scale. Take a picture of it and then post it to the Viber group. And that is how we will do attendance from this week until week 12. So what will be happening is we will have tutorials this week, next week, and week 12. And then week 13, we won't have any tutorials. Week 13 will be given to you guys to work on your project and prepare a presentation, because on week 14 we will be having presentations during your tutorial session. So the tutorial session will be extended for 2 hours. So it'll go from 10 to 12 p.m. And in that time, groups belonging to this session will present to the class, present their PowerPoint presentations for 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes will be given at the end for questions and answers. And that's how we will do the presentation assessment of your projects. Okay, so these sessions are open to anybody. Anybody doing MM101 or any of the markers can join, listen in. You have to be present in the session if you're part of this session. So if you're part of 10 to 12, you have to be present, but other people can drop in and listen if they want. So you'll present for 15 minutes and then you'll be given 5 minutes at the end for questions and answers. And that is how we will do the assessment. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, great. So I'm not sure if everybody in this session has already received feedback. I'm still working through the feedback process at the moment. I'm hoping that by the end of the day, I'll have everybody's out. But for those who have gotten feedback, is the feedback clear enough? You understand what I mean by certain comments that I've left? Okay, great. So if there are any doubts or you want to send it back to me to check again, I'll be happy to do that for the remainder of this week and next week. If you haven't received feedback yet, please carry on with your detailed drawings. Don't let the feedback slow you down. Just carry on with the detailed drawings, because we won't be giving any feedback on your actual designs. We'll only be giving feedback on the problem statement, design brief, introduction, literature review, design evaluation. We won't be giving any kind of feedback on the designs. Designs are completely up to you guys. So you can carry on with the design drawings. So yes, this week we're given 2 isometric views, and we've done isometric views now for the past 4 or 5 weeks. So it shouldn't be anything new to anybody. They should have no problem doing this. The new activity that we have this week is the auxiliary views. So you're all able to see my screen? Okay, so auxiliary views is another form of detailed drawing. Can anybody tell me what the purpose of an auxiliary view is? What is the purpose of drawing auxiliary views? So all this time we've been doing multi-views and isometric views. And we've been talking about the 6 principal viewing planes. Okay, we have to find the true length, to determine true shape. Yes, basically that's the purpose of the auxiliary views. As I was saying, we are given 6 principal viewing planes. So we have the 2 sides, left, right, top, bottom, and then front and back. Okay, and our multi-views we can pick and choose which one we want to show to be able to highlight different details. Auxiliary views, or the only issue comes in when we are looking at an inclined surface. Because an inclined surface, you can't see it properly if you just look at those 6 views. So we have to create a separate viewing plane. A viewing plane that is parallel to the inclined surface, and which we then project to be parallel to the picture plane, the plane that we can actually see. That is how we get our true length, our true shape. But it's made specifically for inclined surfaces or details which can't be clearly shown in any of the 6 principal views. Okay. So that's the purpose of auxiliary drawings. And for question 2, we are given an example. So this is a block, 3D block, and it has a corner cutout. And we are asked to draw the auxiliary view for this particular shape. Now you might notice that it isn't just an incline on one surface or in one view. So it's not just an incline on the top surface, it's also an incline on the front surface. Okay, so when we come across problems like this, we have to do something called secondary auxiliary views. So we have to do some kind of rotation or some kind of, basically it's extra steps to be able to clearly show the true shape of an inclined surface that's in 2 planes. So in our case, in the front and the top. I will now show you guys a video that talks about this exact example and talks about how you set up auxiliary views, secondary auxiliary views.
Which is not to see the true shape of that face. Concept, so we're going to have to take this through slowly. First of all, we need to construct a view where that face done it here with this, what they call a primary auxiliary view. I'd prefer to call it an intermediate view because it has no relationship to the primary views that we were discussing before. We've got the front elevation shown there, the top view shown there, and to construct the primary auxiliary view, we can either construct following that edge BF, or we could do it following the edge BA. We'll look at that one later. This edge BF, if we just rotate through that line there, we end up with a view like that, with that face there going straight into the page. Okay, I can bring this over here to show how the object looks. Okay, the other thing to note is that to construct that view, we've taken lines that are parallel with this line BF. So we've taken these construction lines up. The distances we stepped off relate to this reference plane XY. If you notice that when we've got that in that position, that is the base of the object. And here, when I had it in that position, that is the base of the object as well. So the distances we step off from the reference plane XY, we step along, we divide these, we divide us to get these distances from the plane X bar, Y bar. Right, the next stage is to rotate from that view, right, to rotate the object round 90 degrees, so this face now becomes parallel with the picture plane. Okay, and I've got the object there. Now, to do that, we've drawn these lines that are perpendicular to the line BF. We've brought those down. We've drawn a reference plane in WV, which is perpendicular to the line BF that we projected this view from. We then, using dividers, we step off these distances from this reference plane W bar V bar, which is perpendicular to these projection lines. Now, to justify this, Another way of seeing that face coming to true view is to rotate, purely to rotate around that line there to bring it into view. And so we've got the plan view there. We rotate that round. We have effectively, come back to it, we have effectively the same view as we've got there, except that this is in a different position on the page. So these distances have stayed the same because we've rotated back the line BF.
Okay, so that short video clearly defines how you might be able to approach a problem like this or do a secondary auxiliary view, and it gives a nice example using this specific block with a corner cut out of it. So if you are interested in learning how it's done, I recommend going on YouTube and typing auxiliary views, secondary auxiliary views, and that video comes up as the first recommended video to watch. Okay, so this week's tutorial is basically just building a little bit more on your technical drawing skills, your engineering drawing skills. It's nothing too strenuous. I hope you guys are still working on your projects and at the same time working on your assignment. Your assignment is due in week 14. Is everybody in this session, do you all have a partner to work on the assignment with? Does everybody have a partner? Okay, great. If you don't, or you're not sure how to find a partner, or your friends have already partnered up and you don't have anybody, you're only allowed to have 2 people in a group. If you don't have a partner, please attend one of the lectures and let Dr. Kabir know, and he will put an announcement out to everybody attending the lecture, and you might be able to find a project partner that way. Okay, so again, to get attendance for this week, week 10, you have to attempt these 2 isometric drawings. You have to do them using the appropriate tools. So use your set squares. You have to use the proper dimensions that are given. This one here is given in inches. You can convert it to millimeters and then draw it, or you can do it directly using inches. Once you've done that, take a nice clear picture, post it to the Viber discussion forum for this tutorial session. I believe Josefa has kindly created a group for us. If you haven't given your number yet, please put it in the chat now so that you can be added. And if you do that by Friday, you'll be getting attendance for this week. Okay. For next week's attendance, you might be given an activity given the tutorial for next week, as well as you'll have to show us that you've done the auxiliary drawing. So show us that you've done the auxiliary drawing for this one next week, and you'll be getting attendance for next week. Okay, but for this week, just do these isometric drawings. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, great. So I don't have anything further to discuss. I'll give it to you guys. You guys have any questions about anything either discussed in this tutorial or to do with your project? Any questions at all? Yes, you'll be able to send your project back to me for feedback if you'd like. Like I said, I'll be doing that for this week and next week. Week 12, I won't be reviewing for a second time anybody's project. So you have the remainder of this week and next week to make appropriate changes and send it back to me. I will have a look at it and then yes, it's just A and B for attendance. There's only 2 drawings anyways, so you have to do both. Okay, guys, thank you very much for attending today. I'll see you all next week. Have a blessed week.